Hello again, everyone. This is Jan from New York City, and my channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. How's everybody doing today? Got my coffee in hand. Well, I'm getting it anyway. I thought I'd share a cup of coffee with you. Looking at you. How you feeling today? Hope that you're doing well. Can't lie, this is not my first cup. This is my second cup. And sometimes the second cup is even better than the first cup, if you can even believe that. Hope that this video finds everybody doing well as usual. I am going to answer 10 questions of a self-tag tag. What? Well, go to the Violet Henning Channel and you'll see her answers to her questions of this tag. And she invited anyone who wanted to answer some questions. And it's about this virus crisis. So I'm going to call it the monster. So the monster for short, okay? But before I do that, I'm going to take another sip of coffee. You know, I must be out of my mind. I woke up today about 3:15. You must be going, what? That's okay, that's okay. I also fell asleep at 10. So, you know, for me, I can get by on 4.5 hours sleep normally. That's like a great night. As long as it's straight sleep, I'll take it. I've had nights, you know, when I was taking care of my mom in the worst part of her dementia, where I've had nights where I had an hour and a half sleep for days. Anyone in that position, my heart and soul goes out to you if you're a caretaker, and I salute all caretakers out there. Please, don't forget, while you're on your mission to be a caretaker, please take a minute or two to take care of yourself, if at all possible. I also want to go over a couple of things before I get into the 10 questions, if I may. One, a note of thanks again to Money Mom, and to welcome some brand new subscribers. Hey, welcome. Just a little bit about my background to the new subscribers. I'm a former teacher. I came on here a couple of years back to have a weight loss channel. See how well that worked. Wink, wink. But then I realized that actually I'd rather talk about being frugal and saving money. Ooh. So it's like a little bit of everything, but mainly we focus on interesting ways to save money. And right now I am on a making yogurt kick, which I will show you my 5th generation from the original batch generation picture at the end of this video. Imagine that. Even I can do it. And the other thing, of course, is a wonderful, sincere note of thanks and gratitude to Dawn from the channel Sensible Living with Money Mom. I will never soon forget the first time I fell upon Dawn's channel, which was about, a couple of years back. I said, who is this? I said, she looks like a teacher. She acts like a teacher. But you know what? More than that, she's a great, great person. And she gives out a plethora of information, and I could not stop binge watching Dawn from Sensible Living with Money Mom. I just couldn't. So for those who have never heard of her, you got to get there. I'm going to re-hook up my favorite ever link that she ever did was her homemade yoga making, and she does a lot of great recipes too. Check them out. She's natural. Thank you, Dawn. So with no further ado, we're going to go on to those Violet Henning questions about what? The monster! Yikes! And I'll be right back. Gotta put that coffee down first. Welcome back. Thank you so much for sticking around. Sometimes people ask questions about these little Afghans. My mom made these. God rest her soul. She went to be with Jesus not too long ago. And like I always said, I even told her in person, no one else will have this exact thing that you've made. So everyone tap in on your creative side. You never know how happy you can make someone else. There you go. So without further ado, questions about this serious monster. Okay, question 1. Am I having any anxiety or stress from being inside too much? No. Number 1, I am a natural homebody. So for me, no. For others, maybe. For myself, I can only answer for me. No. And I'm used to being at home and working from home and doing things at home. So there really was, in that area specifically, no big interruption. Okay? Okay. Number two, have you been able to find supplies at local stores? Nothing less than usual here. I guess they replenish things pretty much. I think there was only one time when I wanted, of all things, Frankfurters. They were low on that. But maybe once in a while an issue with paper. So that kind of thing. But actually, no. Lucky, right? Lucky. Um, have you been ordering more things from online sources? I have not. But on a future show, I'm going to explain about that because there's been a Mrs. Santa Claus in my life, and you know who you are, Mrs. Santa Claus. We'll talk about that on a future video. Because of that, I have not needed to. Just saying. Just saying. Do you enjoy eating more meals at home versus eating out? I was never big on eating out in the first place because it's too expensive and I enjoy my own food. Do I believe in patronizing businesses? Of course. But my mainstay never was from eating out. It was my own stuff because I like my own food. I like to know what's in what I eat. That's just me. Am I cooking more meals at home versus eating out? Well, it's kind of like the same question in my opinion. Just no offense. Am I cooking more meals at home versus eating out? I always cook more meals at home, so it's consistent. I always cook more meals at home. Okay? Okay. After this is all over, will I stockpile more items for the future in case it happens again? Okay. The answer to that is yes, and I am a stockpile in progress. Now, do not confuse stockpiling for your future as being a hoarder. There's a difference. Hoarders are like, usually they're panic shoppers. They buy way, way too much. It's just, they're not considerate of the next person. No. What I do believe in, and have said so in many prior videos, many, at least 5 times in the last couple of years that I'm on this platform, is during ordinary times, that's the time that you should go out and buy an extra 1 or 2 of whatever might be on sale and put it away. I do not believe in hoarding all at once, especially in crisis. That is very, very unkind and very inconsiderate. And there you go again, because slow and steady wins the race during ordinary times. When this thing calms down, and it will, and it has been showing tiny signs, that's when you get sensible again. Will there be another wave of this monster? I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. My guess is probably. So why not be ready so you don't have to keep going to the grocery store a lot of times and putting yourself at risk? That's my point of view as a New Yorker, because we're in the trenches here. How has this crisis affected you and your family? Well, actually, social distancing brought us even closer together because let's say I spoke to a relative normally once or twice a week. Now I get to speak to that relative maybe 4 or 5 times a week because they're working from home and they're more available. And thank God for technology. How did those people do it in the pandemic over 100 years ago? Let's think about that for a minute. We complain now with all our technology and resources. I don't think we should complain as much as we do. That's, again, my opinion. Do you go to the store to get groceries or do you use a pickup service or have deliveries? Honestly, deliveries, because to tell you the truth, in this particular environment, in a highly dense population, if you ever watch Governor Cuomo or our Mayor de Blasio, you can understand, you see in a densely populated area such as New York and in the inner city, I mean, we live in a population of 8.6 million people. So chances are very high that people can contract illnesses if they do not observe social distancing. We'll talk about that too. If going to the store, are you concerned about people getting too close to me? Sure am, especially if you don't glove up or mask up. Sure am. Yeah, that's why I reduce my risk. You see, there are things I can do. Okay, there are things I can't control, right? We can't control viruses, bugs in the air, whatever. But I can control my reaction. And my reaction is keep my trips to those places limited. Because unfortunately, there are people that they just don't either understand or unfortunately don't care. And to anyone who's not taking this thing seriously, who's ever viewing it, please do. Please do. Do the people in my area take this crisis seriously? Okay, I didn't realize that was coming up. Or do they act like business as usual? The want for things to be feeling like I really desire business as usual, okay? Of course that want is there. Don't you think I miss the way life was 3 months back? Doesn't everybody? But as long as we keep observing the regulations, it's going to get squashed. If we don't do that, we're going to be sitting in our houses a really long time. This is not a joke. The monster is not a joke. So there. And on a lighter note, while we are grounded, more or less, some people aren't as grounded. The rules are relaxing, but where I am, highly dense population, we have to observe. So for the people in our local area, a great way to not go stir crazy, again, is to tap in on your creative outlet. Hey, maybe you, if you don't have a YouTube channel, you might consider one. I was angsting over starting a channel for about 1 year. I kid you not. I used to ask my friends online, ask my friends in person, oh, do it. But a part of me had one leg in it, and a part of me said, you can't do it. So then when I did some research, I realized everybody starts at 0, okay? And I didn't invent that phrase. Thank you, Mr. Roberto Blake. Just saying. So we all start at 0. And if we're going to screw up, so what? So what? At any rate, well, listen, it was great speaking to you. Thank you for sharing more coffee. It's really nice to talk to you again. And I want to thank you for coming back every day for my audios. Going to have a really nice Your Word I Heard show over the weekend. We might have a pop-up recipe show tomorrow, like an additional recipe show, because I got a couple of really cool recipes that have to be known. So there. And in the meantime, this has been Jad from New York City. Thank you so much for viewing, because what? I really do appreciate what? Your time. Don't forget to come back tomorrow for a possible pop-up recipe show. Don't forget to come back on Sunday. Hey, okay, question of today. How have you been coping with this? Take one of the questions that I just did, and if you'd like to answer it, I'd love to hear from you. You never know. Your words may be heard and read on a future show. So there. Have a great day, everybody. For real, for true.